Hello, it's Lee Gaul here. I'm a sales professional based out of New York City. And today I'm going to be talking about finding new clients and how, as an SEO agency owner or salesperson, how you can really leverage multiple channels in order to engage clients and ultimately find new business. There's a couple of different channels that you're going to want to really concentrate on. First is social media. So social media is going to be very important for SEO because it has to do with the internet, and people who are engaged in search engine optimization are going to be there either asking questions or sharing information, and you should be part of that conversation as well. Second, we're going to talk about attending conferences, whether you're just attending them or whether you're presenting at them. There are a couple of tricks that I'm going to tell you about that can really help you to identify who your ideal clients might be and engage them in a meaningful way. And finally, we're going to talk about email, good old email. I mean, it is still really the best way to cast the widest net. And if you do it right, it can be very effective. So without any further ado, here we go. First of all, the best thing to do is to get a sense of who your ideal customers are. In SEO, you might think about whether you're dealing with local SEO or if you're dealing with an online retailer in the e-commerce space. Either way, you're going to want to tailor your information and your approach based on who those ideal customers are. Here's a tip. Set up a free SEMrush account and get familiar with the winners and losers report. What this does is essentially monitors web performance across different websites and compares against current ranking versus ranking a year previous. And that'll give you a good sense of whether there's something going on in the SEO space that you should take note of and look for potential customer opportunities there. Well, social media is a big component for finding new clients these days, and especially for SEO. All of the major SEO people are engaged regularly on Twitter. Twitter is a great place to find information and to just be really a part of the conversation there. So if you're not truly interested in SEO, it's going to be tough because people in the SEO space are engaged, they communicate, they're always sharing different ideas, and it's a great place to be. So if you're looking to find what's happening in the world of SEO, I would hop on to Twitter and do a search. You can search hashtag SEO as a starting place. LinkedIn is also a great place to be to find new clients. So again, you can create posts with a hashtag SEO, but you can also write articles about SEO. You can create polls. And what you're wanting to do is really create a presence on social media that demonstrates that you are an active and engaged person within the SEO space. And you're going to ultimately be building your credibility by creating content that's fresh and useful and engaging for clients. That's going to put you in the conversation. It's really important. Once you've created those posts, it's good to monitor the engagement. Take a look at who liked it, who found it engaging. And once you've done that, do a little bit of digging. Are any of the ideal customers that you're looking for engaging with your content? If so, it's time to follow what they're talking about online, maybe engage with their posts, and do it in a way that's really genuine and engaging. You don't want to just go and like a post and say, couldn't agree more. That doesn't have really much impact. What you want to really do is be genuinely engaged in what they're saying. And that's a great opportunity to start a conversation and create an opportunity to demonstrate the value they can provide for them. Next, we'll talk about conferences. So conferences are a great opportunity, and now that the pandemic has sort of stabilized and people are more comfortable going and engaging in person, going to a conference is a wonderful way to develop relationships, to meet new people, and to be there for that new customer. One great way of doing that is to look at the conference website and see who the main sponsors are. Are any of the sponsors people that you know, partner companies, professional contacts? If so, reach out to your contact there and say, hey, any idea of who the attendees are going to be there? Can you share a list with me? Now, they may not share a list, but they could give you a sense of who they expect to be there, and you can just keep your eye out. You can also take a look at some of the lead sponsors there and see who they work with and look at some of the clients that are listed there. And ultimately, once you've put together a sense of who it is that you're looking to engage with, here's a secret tip that a lot of people don't do, but it's very useful. I would go through and find the names of the contacts of those companies and find their picture and create a document that has the pictures of the people that you're looking to engage with while you're there. When you recognize someone's face in a crowd, it makes them feel like they know you already, and it creates a sense of real relationship there. Go, oh gosh, Jim, Sally, it's great to see you. My name is Lee, and I want to have a quick conversation with you. However you want to do to engage it. It's a great tip, and it's one that I have found to be really useful for me to help break the ice and to create that rapport that you really need when you're looking to engage with someone. And finally, we have email. Now, email is essential. It's really the number one way that you can engage with prospects, people you don't know, people who you do know, people who you're trying to develop a relationship with and share a little bit of the value that you can provide for them. Now, here's the thing about email. I know I get 100 emails a day, 50 in-mails a day from people who have not done great research. They don't seem to understand who I am or what my values are or what my business is. That's not what you're doing here. What you're doing here is really creating a targeted email campaign. It's reaching out to those potential clients and giving them a sense that, hey, listen, this person does understand what my needs are, and they may have some information that we could use. One thing that you can do is create an engaging subject line. Now, one thing that I like to do is I will actually mention the person's main competitor in the subject line. You could say something like, how are you going to crush your competitor XYZ company in 2023? That's attention grabbing enough to get somebody to at least click on the email. And then once they click on the email, you need to be short and sweet. Avoid bullet points or too many things that are talking about the features and benefits of what you do from a solution standpoint. And more talking about stories and asking some questions that may lead to some interest in a follow-up. But however it is that you engage with people, you need to be part of the conversation. You need to be thoughtful about who it is that you're engaging with and come with real evidence. The final thing that I think is really important is in SEO, there's data. And there's data that is publicly available that you can find to prove your point and to provide your strategic expertise to show somebody, look, I can see how your rankings have fallen. Here's what we've done with our clients to help gain rankings back and ultimately solve their problems. If this is interesting to you, I'd love to have a conversation. If not, we'll at least share some value to you during that call or email or a Zoom or phone call. But ultimately, what you want to do is provide some value and some action steps and make it engaging enough for someone to want to follow up with you in a conversation and hopefully land them as a new client. So that's it. It is pretty standard sales stuff, but in SEO, again, there's a very tight-knit community. So engage with them on social media and in person. If you're speaking at a conference, that really goes a long way to helping provide a sense that you're a thought leader in that space and to provide credibility. Build rapport, research your targets, and go for it. Thanks.